Hello and welcome to Scrap Series page number 3. This is entitled Always Treasure This. So I've kind of pre-planned my page here, and what I did was I actually created quote unquote my own background with these papers. I punched it with this new to me scallop square punch from Martha Stewart that I got from Tuesday morning, and I just grabbed a bunch of scraps of paper and just punched away and then layered them on top of the white cardstock. I'm going to be using this light pink as my base, and then I'm going to cover that up with white cardstock, which is actually not cardstock, it's just the backside of a pattern paper that I don't care for, but I call it my white cardstock because that's how I roll these days. So I'm just going to adhere that with my ATG gun, and then I'm going to be working with my squares. Now, I have to say, I was kind of channeling kind of Paige Evans in this page because it has a bunch of those little bunch of papers and that was punched out and they are adhered onto the back, kind of making your own pattern paper. And I know sometimes she would stitch through her papers, and I had thought about doing that with this particular page, but I don't know, I was feeling kind of lazy. I was like, no need to stitch. It's all good enough. So I just used some glue dots adhesive to adhere that, and then I have my, okay, so I'm going to be really like trying to be perfect with this first block and making sure that it's all even spaced, that they're all, it's straight. I'm going to really go through that effort and make sure that they're all balanced and perfect. And that was all good. But then when I started doing the other strips, I kind of felt lazy, or I don't know. So I'm going to be really good when it comes to this strip. Then after this, I would just eyeball it. And um, that's okay with me. It's like, there's other things to worry about, right? So a little bit of imperfection and my page is not so bad. So there you have it. All of the blocks have been adhered, and then I'm going to add some vellum. The vellum just kind of acts as a barrier between the photos and the very busy background. I felt like the background that has just way too much color, and of course I still want my photos to stand out, so I want to make sure that I put a barrier in between those layers. So as you can see, I cut out the inside of the light pink paper because I wanted to mat my photos with that same paper, kind of have a continuity to my page, but at the same time to use up something that I know won't ever, it's the inside of the page, and because there's so many layers with this page, this particular layout, that it's okay if I cut the inside of that background. So trying to figure out how I'm going to do my vellum barrier, and I decided I'm going to go and do it vertically. And I'm just using, again, scraps. So if I had a full 8.5 by 11 vellum, I think it would work out better because then there's a bigger space of the vellum to act as a barrier. But I really, really wanted to challenge myself to just use my scraps. So that's how it came about. Now this one is cut out with my die cut machine, and I will be sharing the font of this in another video, but I just use the word always, and then I'm going to use these stickers from SEI and spell treasure this. Now as you can see, this sheet has been used before, so there would be some letters that have been missing, and I'm just going to doctor some of the letters. For example, this 8 is going to act as my S, and I'm going to trim that around to look like an S. And if you are an English teacher, I'm sure you would say that I shouldn't use a lowercase t in the front and then have a uppercase R with this, because it's not the proper way of writing things, but I'm just using scraps, so I'm not really concerned about if it is properly written or not with this particular page, of course. So there you have it. That's my title, and then now I'm going to work on to my journaling. So my journaling, these pictures were taken when we went and visited my parents I think it was last summer, and there really is no rhyme or reason for the um, for taking the pictures. Just that we just want to take a picture, you know, kind of do a selfie. And but I really treasure the pictures because I have a picture with my mom, and then I have a picture of my daughter, so it's kind of like three generations of ladies in my family. And so I found a quote in Pinterest that I thought um, worked really well for the theme of mothers and daughters, and so that's what I typed up with my journaling. And I just use my typewriter. I have a old Royal typewriter that I use sometimes for my journaling. Sometimes I also use my computer, but I was in my scrapbook room and just didn't want to go upstairs and do my computer generated journaling. And then these hearts were cut out using some scraps of red glittered cardstock, and these are just, I think, 1-inch hearts that I cut out using my silhouette. So that was one of the things too that I love using my scraps for, is I would use to punch things, but also if I have a shape in my electronic die cut machine, that I would use my scraps instead of pulling out a full sheet of paper for it. So I decided that these hearts, although they are red and they stand out, just flat like that, I wanted them to stand out a little bit more, so I'm going to be adhering them with some fun foam. And of course, because they are smaller hearts, I have to cut really tiny fun foam to fit the space on the back. And this fun foam have sticky side on one, but not on the other. So I would adhere one side with some glue dots, and then the other side just peel off the backing from that fun foam. And then I am going to finish this off with just stamping the date on the top where there's white space next to the word always. And that will be my layout. So we are on layout number 3, and so I will see you tomorrow for layout number 4. If you have any questions, make sure you leave it in the comment section below. If you like these videos, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye!